Hello, welcome back to the world. And I think we're leaving off where we were last, is at the creeper farm. And I just want to talk about, because the first thing we're going to jump into right away is going to be revamping our nether portal. And when I mean revamping the nether portal, I mean not letting it look like this. Poo-poo. I want to completely gut, okay, I don't know why I flipped there in the first place, completely gut this whole pathway, walkway. It's basically nothing, it's just a tunnel. What I want to do is I want to make it look like the nether hub. I want to have a nice pathway with then a ton of columns going on the sides of it, and have a nice circular thing around the portal that has a ton of columns, just like the nether hub. But instead of doing a red roof, we're going to do blue. And we're just trying to make this on a smaller scale here. And then also maybe add glass in between our columns when we're out here, just because it's definitely not as safe as it is in here. So, oop, I fell. I didn't make it on the tooth. Let's just get into that. We have a time lapse, so woo. Time lapse is over. Everything's been flattened. And this is exactly what I meant. We're just going to flatten it. Now we need to probably do some math and figure out how we're going to make a diagonal path from over there to over here. Like I said earlier, I want to make a giant circle around this one portal. Columns on top with a nice dome roof. It's definitely not going to be as big as our nether hub. But it's going to be like its little baby brother. And it's going to be blue instead of red. And we should probably just get into it. But, give us a like if you want to see more nether stuff like the nether hub. I hope this turns out well. Hey, that time we landed on the tooth. Alright, so I got some random supplies to kind of start with stuff. First thing that we got to do, I think I almost fell, map out the orientation of this walkway. And the columns. Future Bubba here. We get a little sidetracked, so side quest time. Might as well record this.
I was gonna say you might as well just.
This is for science, Now we wait. There's a ghast right there. There's some skeletons.
Why is it in a cage?
We are in a cage. Okay.
Because he growled at me.
I don't. The one time we need a ghast to spawn, there isn't any. This might take a creative test world.
No.
Yeah, you're right. What?
We do this like men.
Where are they? We have to do what?
They're wild animals. You gotta call them closer. Pumpkin!
Oh, perfect. Where are they? Well, I mean, the skeletons aren't shooting at us. They don't look like they aggro.
No, I don't think they can see us either.
Yeah, because if we were to... Hey, Beedro joined. I guessed.
Wait. Did he despawn?
I think so.
Yeah. Damn it.
I'm back in the house.
No, I'm just gonna take
that
out
guy 360 me. He 360.
Oh, I don't have any arrows. Ooh. Kill him. Hold up, I gotta grab my axe.
I think it broke aggro. Yeah, you just get that in the background. What do you got? Dude, But see, look at this guy. He comes over here.
I see the floor here is made out of floor.
Yeah, I do see the floor here is made out of floor. Let's,
Hey, nice floor, dude.
Yeah, so it seems like... Oh, the gas gone. It seems like they don't aggro when we're in the glass. So that's good. Hello, Future Bubba here. I somehow lost the voice audio for this clip. But I just wanted to show how I'm mapping things out. I have a circular platform made. You can see the stone. That's where the columns are going to be. And over yonder, you can see where the hallway is. And the stone columns that'll be there. We'll have a short time lapse showing off the building. you, alternate account. You have served your purpose. Goodbye! Well, with the alternate account building all my pillars, I'm thinking this is looking pretty sweet so far. We just gotta add the white caps to it, add some arches, and then put on a roof. This is about to be the quickest, easiest build that's kind of relatively big. Great success. Now what I gotta figure out is how I'm putting the white caps on these. They're a lot smaller. Okay, so I tried a few different techniques for my topper. I think this is what I've landed on. Just some quartz pillar and bone block with then a shelf block on top of it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and copy all of those onto all of these. I'll see you when we're done. Alright, this is going pretty well. We're almost there. It's honestly not using a lot of resources, which is pretty good. Whoop. And like so, like so. We got all the toppers on, and I'm thinking this is looking pretty gorgeous. I love this diagonal. But I think before we get more into it, we gotta tear out this beast of an island, which really shouldn't take me too long. I did way more of tearing things out for the Nether hub, so let's get into that now. We'll be back. Time lapse maybe, I don't know. That does feel so much better to have all of that extra space. Now we really won't have to worry about how high the roof goes, besides maybe the exact top of the actual circle. And this is going to be, oh, hey, we're in a hole. Hello. Just gonna, there you go. This episode is very much time-lapse ridden. There's a lot of them. I don't know if we'll have more. I don't really know exactly where we're gonna go, but I do want to get this roof done. And I'm thinking about maybe terraforming a little bit under this, because at the moment, she's just floating. Not the greatest look. Just a floating island. Yeah, let's get into the roof. We got to put some toppers on it, put on the blue. All right, so I've started the toppers and the parts that will connect each of the pillars. This bottom angle does not look the greatest. Pretty basic. We're gonna go all the way around. All right, just our last finishing touches. Okay, wait, I got an idea. I got more of an idea. All right, my random idea was to add a lip to these, so then I can just put a roof on the block behind it. And I think now that that's done, we have to start the roof, which this is going to be a behemoth of a roof. It's gonna be large. Yeah, the first thing I added was these kind of arch support beams, kind of. They'll go to the middle, and then I think we'll make a little extended roof at the top in some sort of way. I don't fully know what I'll do with that yet. But I think it's looking pretty good, and I think it's a good way that I'm incorporating more of the quartz back into the build. That's one thing I want to keep up with this, is keep adding quartz. And we had just enough stone to finish this off. So let's actually get into putting in the colorful roof of the blue line. I'm feeling that looks pretty dang good. It's totally not a pain. I'm now going to have to copy this on 3 other sides. Oh no. Well, let's get into it. We gotta do it, so. Alright, 2 portions of it are done. Didn't take me as long as I thought it would. I also just want one thing I wanted to put in is I gotta tear out this area. But I'll do that when I'm done with this. Alright, we got the rest of the roof all figured out. Oop. And I just want to put one more of those bands across further down, probably like right about there. Roof is almost finished, very close. We just got to dig out this last portion. And that should take us just like 5 minutes, so I added just a little topper. It has a hole down into the whole thing. I'll probably change a bit once I get more detail into the interior. Oh, I don't know if I like that. I haven't flown away from it. I wouldn't say I dislike it. It might need a little work. The exterior is basically finished. We got to do the interior, which you'd be like, interior, it's just a ton of columns. I want to put windows in all of these columns. And I guess I shouldn't say windows, but more just glass walls for extra protection against ghasts and other mobs. I like these to be mob-proof. Get the floor design down, put in a soul sand road, and then we should be done. But dang, this thing is huge. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to design these walls. I know I keep saying it's like I want to put glass in between them, which I'm going to. This is kind of the idea. Something similar to this probably will be different. I just didn't, that's just what I had at the moment. But at the bottom, I'm going to put a line of quartz just to kind of keep the elegantness of the whole build. And the pathway is soul sand or soul soil, so I can run faster on it. But there is plenty of room in here to fly. So I have all the quartz laid out. This is good. We can get to work on putting in these windows here, then doing the floor of this. I just want to make another note. I'm live streaming these, so if you ever want to watch that every day, I'm live making these videos. Okay, leave a like. Let's get back into building. Alright, I got the first one done. I'm thinking this looks pretty great. I'm really liking it. I think it's really subtle, and it'll look very magical when all of it's done. And I was thinking, I was like, I'm going to go do all the windows. But then I kind of thought about it, I was like, if I have to break these, they're going to fall into these lava pits. So I'm going to actually do a little bit of terraforming beforehand, and then go in and put all the windows. I have the terraforming done. The island, or the build, looks like it's not floating as badly. Still is floating, obviously. I don't want to do all of the terraforming. I'm okay with it like kind of floating. I just didn't want it to be fully floating over a lava lake. Alright. I've gotten most of the glass done. Not most. I got this hallway done. Which I'm loving it. But I'm kind of bored of doing this. And I kind of want to work on the interior of this. Not roof. Yeah, ceiling. Ceiling of this. So I'm going to work on the ceiling of this. Probably go into a time lapse. Then come back to putting in the rest of the glass and the rest of the build. Bada boom, bada bang, and I'm in gold armor now. Hey, there's a guy over there. Time-lapse is done. Great success. I think this is looking pretty cool. I just want to add some extra details to these little spire things because you can't really tell that they're there. And I don't know if I want to make... I kind of want to do something behind the glass. I don't know yet. I think this looks pretty cool, but there might be a change. Alright, back to window time now that we have the top done. I don't know if I showed off those little spires. But I also added some actual walls. I think just to add some extra support. And I think it'll section these 3 windows off better on each corner. We're done! We're finally done! You know, for you, it takes a couple seconds. For me, this is taking like a couple hours. I've gotten all the glass placed, and you can see this one doesn't have all of it filled in. I want you to be able to be protected from, you know, like mobs and stuff. But then I also want you to just be able to fly in and out from there. Because, you know, that'd be probably the fastest route instead of always going down the tunnel. But what's next is, you know, putting in a floor. I don't know exactly what I want to do. I think I want to change the portal a bit. Kind of do something similar to the original Nether hub. So I may have done a thing. I have made the floor. I figured out a design I wanted to actually use. Oh, I need to replace. I gotta replace all the cobblestone with blackstone. And now I'm going to put a sheet of glass over it. That kind of looks similar to the roof. I've now placed all of my glass. I moved the portal up a little bit, so it looks like it's floating. It's in line with these little white parts of these crystals. And I think it's time to light it and see how it looks. And there we go. I'm feeling that looks pretty sweet, pretty majestic. I'm trying to get up here. Now we just need to make a way up to it with more glass. So we're done. We gotta fly through to see what it looks like. I'm thinking this thing's gorgeous. Add a few details. I got these walkways up. I don't think I showed that. And I have this little middle thing, kind of showing like the power's surging upward, I feel like. I think this works out really well. It looks like it's the center's like drawing power from the sides, or maybe from the middle, surging it up to keep our portal floating. And we got some janky stairs, but stairs nonetheless. But I have to end it there. This is taking me way too long. Thought it was gonna be done a few days ago, but thank you for watching. I appreciate if you would like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. I don't really know what's gonna be next. Probably working back on the island. I could also want to make a shulker farm, so we got some things to do. Now don't look behind me. If you look up, that's not finished. Don't worry about that. That's just gonna get patched over with like stone. But yeah, thank you for watching. Goodbye.